Good afternoon, Disney friends. Welcome back to Decoding Disney. This is Walt Disney World theme park tickets, part number 3, where we're going to be talking about the base ticket, the park hopping option, and the water park and more option that you can add on to your base ticket. If you haven't already watched part 2, which was annual passes of my YouTube videos, I highly suggest you go back and look at that, as well as part 1, because all this information is building on each other. And quite honestly, in the annual passes, it may work out best to have at least one member of your family having an annual pass. So watch parts 1 and 2, and then this part will make a lot more sense to you, I promise. Okay, you ready to learn about base tickets? Let's go. Walt Disney World has 4 theme parks and 2 water parks on site. What we're going to talk about right now is just the theme park tickets. Okay, so the 4 theme parks are the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney Studios, and Animal Kingdom. Disney offers a 1-day ticket, a 2-day ticket, a 3-day ticket, all the way up to a 10-day base ticket. And what this allows you to do is enter 1 theme park per day per the number of days you purchase. So if you purchase a 4-day base ticket for Walt Disney World, then that allows you to go into a theme park 4 times during a 14-day period. If you watched my first video, then you understand about the 14-day expiration on any base ticket that Walt Disney World is now selling in North America. Okay, so a 4-day ticket allows you into a theme park 4 times on 4 different days, but it does not allow you to go from one theme park in the morning to a different theme park in the afternoon. And what I mean by that is you can't go into the Magic Kingdom in the morning and decide to go into Epcot in the afternoon. A base ticket will not allow you to do that, okay? So it's 1 theme park per day per the number of days that you purchase. That's what a base ticket is. You can, however, do this. You can go to the Magic Kingdom in the morning and then decide to take a break and exit the park and go back to your resort and swim and relax, or go visit another hotel on site and go there for lunch or whatever you want to do. And then you can re-enter the same theme park, Magic Kingdom in this example, in the evening time and enjoy it to park closing. So you can go in and out of the theme park, but for a base ticket, it has to be the same theme park. Now that's regarding a base ticket. Now I want to talk to you about the park hopping option that you can add on to the base ticket. And the add-on option ranges from $50 to $69 depending on whether you're buying a 1-day ticket, a 2-day ticket, or a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-day ticket. The cost changes slightly, but that's what it is to add park hopping on. If you add this option on, then that means you can go to the Magic Kingdom in the morning, and you can leave Magic Kingdom and you can go to Epcot in the afternoon, and you can leave Epcot and you can go to the studios for the evening time. You can go into all 4 of those theme parks as many times as you want with the park hopping option. The other option you can add to your base ticket is called the Water Park Fun and More ticket. And what that adds on to your base ticket, in addition to your theme park days, it allows you water park days. And not only water park days, but it's got a couple other options like the mini golf that's located by the Swan and Dolphin. There's 2 different little mini putt golf courses there, and those are considered options. And also a round of golf at Oak Trails, depending on whether or not you can get a tee time, but it will also use that as an option. Disney Quest used to be an option on that ticket. It's not stated as an option anymore. And this is because Disney Quest is supposed to be closing, I believe, January 1st of 2017. So once it closes, obviously you can't use it as an option. However, Disney has been trying to close that place for years and years and years. So if it's still open and you happen to have the Water Park More and Fun option on your ticket, know that one of your options will be Disney Quest if it's still open. Just saying. Okay. So how does this water park and more option actually translate on to adding on to your base ticket? Well, it depends on the number of days that you've purchased with your base ticket. So let's say, for example, you bought a 5-day base ticket to Walt Disney World and you added on the water park and fun and more option onto it. That would give you 5 days to go into the theme parks, but in addition, it would also give you 5 fun options, and you can pick out of those things that I just mentioned, either Typhoon Lagoon, Blizzard Beach, Round of Golf, the mini golf places, and potentially Disney Quest. And each time you enter any of those, you burn one of your options, so you get 5 additional options. How much does this cost? This option costs $64 across the board, no matter if you're buying a 1-day ticket or a 10-day ticket. Okay, something that's really important to know about this water park and more option, because once you figure it out, if I buy a 5-day ticket, I get 5 options. If I buy a 10-day ticket, I get 10 options, and it's only costing me $64. So I might as well get the 10-day ticket and the 10-day option, because my goodness, look at all the stuff I can use. And to that I say, number one, your ticket expires in 14 days. So if you have 20 days worth of stuff to do, 10 days of theme park and 10 days of water park more options, it's going to die before you can use it all. Number two, if you can use up even 4 water park more options during a Disney World visit, you're a better man than me, because honestly, there's so much to do and you need to have your breaks, because if you don't have a vacation along with visiting Walt Disney World, you're not going to enjoy it. And we'll talk about that in another series. But just know this, that a water park more option costs $64, which is $4 more than a single water day park ticket. So it's a good deal if you're going to get at least 2 options out of it. It's not a good deal if you're only going to use the water park once during your stay. So I always advise never to add this option on to begin with. When you get down there, check the weather, check the health of your kids, because somebody's always got an ear infection or whatever. And if you think you're going to go seriously into the water parks twice during your visit, well then add the water park more option on. If you don't think you're going to do it, you're going to be better off just buying a single day ticket. I know it's painful. You could get 10 options for the price of 1 plus $4, but I'm telling you, it's the attraction of something that you're never going to use. And you think, oh, this is great, I'm going to use it, but you're really not. So be a careful consumer and really understand not only what you can get, but if you're actually going to use it. Your water park and more option, the thing I want you to know about is this is not considered park hopping. If you go into the Magic Kingdom in the morning and you spend half your day there, and then you get out of the Magic Kingdom and you go over to Typhoon Lagoon, you can use your ticket for one of the options, and that is not considered park hopping. But you will be burning both a theme park day and one of your options in the same day, okay? So you could spread out 5 options over 5 days and 5 theme parks over 5 days in my example that I'm giving for that 5-day theme park base ticket plus a water park and more option, and basically have 10 days worth of theme park tickets and fun options to do at your Walt Disney World stay. So my number one tip is, do not think that you need to buy, if you're going to be at Walt Disney World for 8 days, do not think that you have to buy an 8-day base ticket and add a bunch of options on in order to have fun stuff to do every day. I wouldn't suggest it. That's overkill. That's buying too much. You don't need it. So think about the number of times you actually want to go into the theme park, and then think about what other fun options you may or may not want to do, and then work forward from there. Okay, right now I'm going to leave alone the single day ticket because it's a different beast entirely, and it'll take some explanation. I might just make another video on it. It's going to take too much time for me to explain right now, and most people are really not interested in that. But I want to get into some of the fun stuff now. Okay, so here's my number one piece of advice that I give to all my friends going to Walt Disney World, and this is this. I call it Mickey loves his cheese. Mickey is always happy to add on to your theme park ticket, but he's never happy to take anything off. And what I mean by this is, let's say if you buy your theme park ticket, it's a 5-day theme park ticket, and you get down there and you decide, wow, I think I want to go in the theme parks for 6 or 7 days. Can I upgrade my ticket? And the answer is always yes. And they'll only be charged the difference between a 5-day ticket to, let's say, a 7-day ticket, and whatever that price is, I think it's about $30. That's the price you pay. You don't have to buy a 5-day ticket and then add a 2-day very expensive ticket on. And so when can you upgrade that ticket? Well, you can upgrade that ticket when you're at Walt Disney World. Before you even use it, you can go to guest services and say, I made a mistake. I have a 5-day ticket. I really want to make it a 7-day ticket. Can you help me out? And they'll say, sure, no problem. You can go into the theme parks. You can burn 3 of your 5 days and you can decide at that point in time, I'd like another day or two. At that point in time, you can go to guest services and say, can I upgrade my ticket from a 5-day to a 7-day ticket? And they're going to go, no problem. Let me set you up. Now, when does that stop? Well, you know, if you watched my first video, that your ticket expires within 14 days of your first use. And it will also expire when you've used your last actual theme day, right? So if you have a 5-day ticket and you burnt your fifth day, it will die midnight of the 5th day that you burnt that ticket. Disney can do anything. They can add on to your ticket up until the point that ticket is dead. So within 14 days of activating your ticket, if you haven't used all your options and your theme park admissions, or by the time you finish your last theme park day, or if you added the WP&More option onto your ticket, by the time you finish your theme park and all your options, or 14 days, whichever comes first. So as soon as that ticket is dead, then they can't help you out at all, okay? But let's talk about trying to take stuff away. And I'm going to tell you right now, Mickey is not going to give back any cheese. If you ask to reduce your ticket in any way, shape, or form, the answer is almost always going to be universally no. And this is really important to know, especially when we talk about the WP&More option. And here's a really big tip that I give to my friends, and it's this. Think about when you're going to Walt Disney World. If you're going in December, January, February, those months that can be quite cold, take a look at that WP&More option. If your family are not mini putt or regular golf fanatics, then there's not much more on that ticket option that you can use other than the water parks. And sometimes it's darn cold down in Florida, even for us Canadians. So I'm going to tell you this. If you bought a 5-day base ticket and added the WP&More option onto that ticket, and you get down to Walt Disney World in January, and before you even use that ticket, and you see the forecast is freezing, it's going to be like 30, 40 degrees the entire week, and you're like, I just paid $64 more per person for this ticket, and there's no way we're going to the water parks, and we're really not interested in mini putt and golf, and you go to guest services and say, can you take this option off for me, please? They're going to say, no, I can't do that. I'm so sorry. So my biggest advice to you to save money and to make sure you spend your money wisely is this. Only buy what you know you're going to need, and when you get down there, you can always add on with no penalty. If you bought your tickets through Walt Disney World, you're going to just pay the adjustment in price. And I just wanted to add one more thing there about I just mentioned no penalty if you add on to your ticket. That is like 90% true. Further along in another video, when I talk about third-party vendors and price bridging and that sort of thing and special promotional tickets, sometimes it might cost you to add on, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But now I want to talk a little bit about park hopping. And park hopping is the other option I already discussed with you that you can add on to the ticket. The number one thing you need to know is if you add both park hopping and the WP&More option, it'll cost you slightly less if you combo up both those things and add them onto the base ticket than if you bought both separately and added them on. What I mean to say is, park hopping generally costs you $69, and the WP&More costs you 64 straight across the board from 1 to 10 days. You're not going to pay $130 extra to add those two options on. It turns out to be more like about $95, $95 depending on the number of days, just so you know this. Okay, so now also talking about park hopping. I like to give advice as to, some people say park hopping is great, you should always get it. Some people say park hopping is never good, you should never get it. And my answer to that is whether that option is worth it is yes, no, and maybe. And here are the things to figure out whether or not park hopping is going to work for you. Number one, if you have a family with small children, chances are you're not going to spend, several hours in the morning, early morning hours at a theme park, and then also intend to spend several hours in the late afternoon and evening with those children. I mean, kids just can't go from 8 in the morning to midnight. They just don't do well with that. So people with young children, I suggest to really seriously consider, are you really planning to park hop? Save that $69 per person. If you got a family of 4, I just saved you about $280 right there. So that's a good thing. I also want to say is, if you really know your family group, if you're a young couple, you're on your honeymoon, you're 20, 30 something, you have no children, then park hopping might be really a great thing for you because it allows you to go into a very uncrowded park in the morning, have a great time there, take off and do some other stuff, and then plan a really fantastic and late evening at another theme park. And you can do that. That's not a problem. Another time park hopping really works out well is if you're located at one of the Walt Disney World resorts on site in the Epcot area. And if you're in the Epcot area, the park hopping, I really like this as an option, even if you have young children, is for this reason, that you can go and do a wonderful theme park of your choice during the day. And then in the evening time, if you're located at the beach club or the yacht club or the boardwalk or the Swan and Dolphin, you can use your park hopper to walk over into Epcot, which takes 5 to 10 minutes. It's really a very short walk, very easy to do. And you've got some of the best dining and a slew of different opportunities to eat in Epcot using International Gateway. I really like park hopping for people that are staying in that location. I don't like park hopping as much if I have a large party. So if I have a lot of people, adding $69 per person really can take a giant bite out of the budget, and it really makes me question as to whether or not I want to add it on to the ticket. If you're on a very tight budget, I'm going to tell you right now, many times that I've gone to Disney World, we've never done the park hopping option because we just didn't need it. We would do one theme park per day, but we make the most use out of that ticket by doing a great early morning until it got busy, and then we got out of the park, and then we would do a fantastic evening in the same park, and we still have a rest break. So it really worked for us. So if you're on a tight budget or if you have a large party, I'm going to say really seriously consider that park hopping option. If you don't think you need it, save it. Don't put it on. If you get down there and think you want to use it, well then go ahead and add it on. That's not a problem. But from what I said before, you can't take it off, so be very wise about that. I also want to talk about time of year, because if you're visiting during the busiest times of year, and I mean summertime, Christmas, or Easter, those are very busy times. There are also times where the parks are open for long periods of time, much later at night. The Magic Kingdom might run until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, just regular hours in the during Christmas and Easter. And in the summertime, they quite often have late hours as well. So if that's the case, then park hopping can be more of a benefit than on the slower periods of time when the park hours are limited, because it takes a lot of time to travel between park and park. I always suggest breaks because it's just too much, especially in the heat, to spend 12, 14 hours in different theme parks. Is just too much. Even the water park you cool off, but it still really wears you out. So If it's during a season where the park hours are very long because it's very busy, then I'm a little bit more about, yeah, park hopping might make sense. But again, use my advice and really think about it. Think about if it's worth the money to you, and think about whether or not you plan to use it. Because if you're not going to use it, you're going to waste that money. And we can spend money other places, but I don't want you to waste money on an option that you use once and it costs you $500 because you've got 6 people in your party and you paid $69 a pop. I mean, that just is not good. Okay, so that's your basic information. I know I didn't actually discuss the actual prices of Walt Disney World tickets in this video segment. You can go to Walt Disney World and look at the prices so that you can find out what it's going to cost you. But before you really do that, I do want to talk to you in my next segment, and I'm going to call it third-party vendors, price bridging, and where you should buy your tickets and where you shouldn't buy your tickets. Because once you know that information, then this is all going to tie together and make sense. So we're going to save you more money when we talk about third-party vendors and how to avoid common pitfalls. So this is also essential information. So I know this is a lot of videos to watch, 1, 2, 3, and 4, but the next one is really going to save you some more money. I hope that this video has helped you figure out, okay, what kind of park ticket do I really need, and how to save money. So if you like this video, please give me a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you over on my next video on third-party vendors. You will see a couple more videos I'll just pop up on the one-day ticket. I think I'll just deal with that by itself because it's a strange beast in itself. And also where not to buy your Walt Disney World tickets and should you use a travel agent. So those little one-off videos will be tied into this entire topic. I hope you find it informative, and I'll see you next time. Good night.